There you go.
Thanks very much.
Safe journey.
Cheers.
Cheers. So, how did you get this?
Saved a drowning kitten.
I don't like men who fight.
Yeah, but you like me, don't you? Look, do you want to go somewhere quieter?
Already?
I've got a flat round the corner.
Give us a sec to tell the others where I'm at.
I'll wait for you outside.
This flat of yours better have decent heating or my clothes are staying on.
What have we got?
Stabbing. There's no ID just yet.
Perfect end of the evening.
No phone, no wallet, no cash. We did have a set of keys, car and home. Sending them for prints.
See if there were any other muggins around here last night.
He's 35 to 40. He was having a drink at the bar, stepped outside, meet some lass that he just pulled. He got knifed in the 2 minutes it took her to come out and join him. He died before the paramedics could get here.
CCTV?
Well, Control have got the main street covered, and the bar have got some inside, but there's nothing down here.
You were a stroke of luck for our killer. Or he knew what he was doing.
Nothing the other side of the alley either, just side streets and derelict flats.
So our killer comes in and out, and we haven't got a sighting.
Search team are looking for the weapon.
And the lass?
She's inside. Janet Jeffries is a veterinary student. She can't stop crying.
Oh, guilty conscience?
Trust me, she's not our killer.
You cry all your life, love.
I didn't. I never...
You didn't stab him?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, of course you didn't. So you were in here drinking, is that right? Having a bit of fun after a busy day. Nothing wrong with that. And you met this fella.
He was nice.
What was his name?
John.
John. That's good. Anything else? His full name, perhaps? Yeah, I know it's a bit raw, but you're really helping me here. Did John tell you anything else about himself while you were chatting?
It wasn't a So did Chad. He said he had a flat nearby,
Where?
a couple of minutes away.
What, walking, taxi, what?
It was just something he said. I live nearby, let's go there for a cuddle sort of thing.
Do you see anyone follow him out when he left the bar ahead of you? No? Do you see anyone outside? Or hear anyone? Someone running away, perhaps? If you think of anything else, love, anything at all. No weapon yet. You got me a full name?
Nah, nothing more than a John. He's a regular, though. One of Yana's mates who was out with her tonight, Carrie Kinsdale. She's a waitress. Reckon she served him in a restaurant he came on to her a couple of months ago.
So, a bit of a ladies' man,
That's what's coming through. Regular face, always alone, always on the pub. No one knows his full name.
He told Jana he lived nearby. Let's see those keys. We recognise the make.
No, there's no logo. I've sent a photo of the traffic. They should be able to identify it.
Well, if he lived nearby, maybe he parked nearby.
The traffic boys reckon it's likely to be a BMW 5 Series. And if it is, there's a registered 1,200 owners in Newcastle, but only 7 called John.
Well, I like those odds.
Or it could be a 3 Series, in which case we're looking at another 16 Johns. But of course, if it turns out to be a...
Right, we found the car. Run these plates, Sierra Whiskey 11, Foxtrot Uniform Tango. It's a black BMW.
Mom?
Now, here he is. Our friend John. Looking around. And then he goes down the alley. Does he know there's no CCTV coverage down there? Or is it a coincidence? Now, why does he go down the alley?
Maybe he's seen somebody he knows. The killer, maybe.
And here comes the vet, 4 minutes, 7 seconds after he came out.
Well, she's looking for a date. Where is he? Oh, there he is. And down she goes.
And 28 seconds later.
Oh, the poor love, look at her. Right, so who is he? Why was he stabbed?
The car you found's not registered with DVLA, at least not with those plates.
That's dodgy. And what about the 6,000 in notes found in the boot? Have forensics lifted prints?
No, not yet. Data recovery have made a start on the mobile phones, but it turns out they've all got prepaid SIMs.
Untraceable.
Yeah. The call logs have been wiped from most of them. But there is one with a call history to a single number. Made November last year.
Yeah, whose number?
It's a mobile. No answer yet. Generic voicemail.
A man with false plates on a car that's full of surprises gets stabbed down an alley with no CCTV. This isn't a random mugging.
Single stab in the back, hit the abdominal aorta.
Professional job.
Ooh, lovely bit of work if it was. Very efficient. Could also be that some stab-happy mugger unintentionally climbed the career ladder.
The knife?
3-inch blade, standard in any kitchen or folding pocket set.
Oh, which puts our chances of tracing it less than bugger all.
Except that the gods of pathology have lobbed you several gifts to keep you interested.
What?
He's broken his collarbone, he's cracked a couple of ribs a few months back.
How?
Hard to say, he fell off his bike or he got into a fight.
I need a time frame, Billy.
Yeah, it's always tricky with bones. Between 8 and 11 weeks ago.
And he would have gone to A&E with those injuries.
Definitely. If only for the joys of opiates and predatory nurses.
And any other news?
The knife left a slight oil residue at the point of entry, eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus?
Yes, mostly in soap, massage oil. I'll make you a list.
What's that doing on the knife?
Maybe someone used the oil and knife in their line of work.
Who?
Psychotic aromatherapist.
Oh.
Hey, not see the best bit? And for this one, you will love me. That's from his leg.
Old injury, knitted his broken femur. Now, we're talking years ago here.
Kenny job for you. This was taken from the victim's leg. Now, there's a serial number, and with any luck, the NHS will be able to give us a full name. So, what else do we know? Diddly squat.
There's no match from missing persons overnight.
But there were 3 muggings with violence and 6 aggravated assaults in the vicinity. I could chase those.
Right. And lost property. I mean, it'd be a miracle, but maybe they found his phone and wallet. And keep trying that mobile. I want a name. This witness, Carrie Kinsdale, the waitress, did you interview her?
No, uniform. What?
Well, might be worth getting a more detailed statement at some stage.
Mum, sorry. I got a trace from the mobile and Agnes Lennox. She thinks she knows where he lives.
I hardly knew him, really.
Oh, his phone records show he called you quite a lot.
Well, he chatted me up here, and we ended up going to his place. That's how it carried on. Not my finest hour.
Is it far?
No, not far.
So you were seeing each other?
Well, that's a dignified way of putting it. We met 3 or 4 times. Never in the light.
When was the last time you saw him?
A month ago. Although we kept calling long after.
And you didn't answer?
Oh, well, loads of blokes are like that. Ignore them, they go away eventually.
You got any idea why he had a phone specifically for you?
Meaning?
Well, yours is the only number he would call.
Oh, well, it doesn't surprise me. It was a bit weird.
Weird? How?
There are rules to our type of encounter. A couple of texts is fine, but a load of calls is out of order.
Do you know what he did for a living? His full name, perhaps?
No. We weren't conversationalists. But, look, this could be a bit embarrassing for me at work. I'm happy to help, but I'd appreciate your discretion. You can call me on this number.
Oh! Corporate lawyer.
Not as exciting as it sounds. It's there. Green door. It's flat.
I'm so...
It wasn't really my type, but this is horrible.
Mm. Nothing. No letters, not even a gas bill. Like pinning a ghost to the wall. Well, here's a surprise. His name's John F. Warnock, DC. So what's he doing getting stabbed on my patch?
John Francis Warnock. Grew up on a farm in Sleekburn, trained locally, and spent 12 years with the CID in London.
I spoke to the mate. Good record, well respected, proper copper.
But he didn't get promoted.
Well, it's not everybody that wants to climb the greasy pole.
So was he working a case here or what?
No, he's invalided out 9 months ago with sciatica. He's a private citizen.
Yeah, we think he came back home about the same time.
Next of kin is a Mabel Warnock, 74, still listed at the farm.
Well, you lot have been busy.
That's one of us. Do the same for you.
Until that happy day, Kenny. Check out his most recent cases, see if anyone's holding a grudge.
Well, he worked murders, rapes, robberies. He's never a lead player, so it's unlikely it's a revenge attack.
He had secret SIMs, false plates, a bag of notes, and holding onto his warrant card. He was up to something. Keep digging.
I found some bank details. Nothing suspicious so far. Solid balance, couple of big payments I'm trying to trace, and a monthly wage from Finch's.
What, Finch's the brewery?
Been working there for 5 months.
Check that out.
Mom.
Any news on the 6,000?
Not yet.
Oh, and the NHS couldn't get a make on the rod in his leg. But I phoned the manufacturers, and they sold it to a hospital in Bucharest over 5 years ago.
Bucharest? What's he doing, busting his leg in Bucharest?
Is the owner around, love? One more time on this one.
We're looking for Mabel Warnock.
Yeah, that's good. I'm afraid my mother passed away in January.
Well, I'm DCI Vera Stanhope, Northumberland and City Police. This is my Sergeant, Joe Ashworth. Could we have a word, love?
He'd only just come back to us. 12 years. I wish I'd seen him more. But we were always friends, you know.
Good to have him home. Hmm?
My man was dying. He'd got his injury. He needed to be back here.
Stabbed. Just why?
Well, we were hoping that you might be able to help us with that.
I didn't really talk. He was one of those. Strong, uncommunicative. And he could be a grumpy sod.
That comes with the job, I'm afraid, love.
I was hoping he was going to become more involved with us all.
I'm getting married.
Oh, congratulations.
My fiancé Sam and his daughter, they run the brewery.
Oh, we wondered why he was working at Finch's. So it wasn't because he needed the money or anything.
You get proper pensions, don't you? And he had half of this place. No, he only had to ask if he needed that sort of help.
Oh, I understand he broke a couple of ribs recently. Do you know anything about that?
He turned up to my birthday with his face punched in.
When was that?
January the 5th. Something had happened the night before. I asked, but you wouldn't see.
Well, we're very sorry, love.
Do you think it's because of his... He had a lot of girlfriends.
Or did any of them have husbands, boyfriends?
I didn't know any of the details. Just always wanted him to settle down. Was my baby brother.
Same what to you. He works in a brewery.
Well, Maggie was bringing him back into the family. Now, what would you do if you're forced into early retirement?
Take up skydiving. Not you know me at all.
He was a young lad. Not strange he'd want to get back into employment.
Yeah, but as a guard. In a beer factory.
Or maybe he wanted a quiet life.
Oh, that would account for the untraced phones and the 6,000 in notes.
Maggie called me. I was about to head over.
Oh, right. Well, we won't keep you long, Mr. Harper.
Mabel will be here in a minute. She's much closer to all the staff.
Oh, your daughter works here. Proper family firm.
Well, no, I married into it. Came for an interview in 1988. Fell for the boss's daughter.
I understand you're remarrying.
Yes. My wife, Jenny, died 18 years ago.
Were you the sole beneficiary?
Yes. Well, myself and Eva.
Or just the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get on with John?
Well, he wasn't here long. I think he found me and Maggie boring. We were settling down. He was playing the field.
Is it true? About John?
I'm afraid so.
Dad, poor Maggie.
We'll do all we can to help.
Anything, of course. I've already told the staff that you might need to speak to them.
Oh, well done. Maybe you can show us where John worked, just to kick us off. Thanks.
So in the brew house is where we extract the sugars from some of Yorkshire's premium malted barley. Then we boil the brew with the finest Kentish hops and ferment with Finch's own
Look,
yeast.
I'm not after a guided tour, Pet. Bit of a coup for the company, having a former detective as a security guard. Good of you been selling your stock on the side, you know, back of a lorry.
No way.
You seem very sure of his character.
I know the stock. Exactly how much we produce and how much we're owed.
What is your job?
Dad does strategy and I do everything else. But no, we've never had a problem with theft.
That's lucky. John have a locker?
So he was trying to get close to the three of you by working here?
Well, that was the idea. He asked Maggie if he could come, but then he never really took part. More interested in his nightlife than putting in a proper shift.
Yeah, I gather he turned up to our birthday after being in the wars.
A grown man getting into fights.
So it was a fight then?
Well, I don't imagine he fell off a bicycle. Do you?
Shall I do it, love?
What was he doing at the quayside?
It was with a lass he'd met. I gather he likes a bit of company. Still, handsome fella. Do you ever try it on with you?
No.
Oh, what a lovely smell of beer. What goes on in here then, love?
These are the maturation vessels, so basically where we age the beer.
Where were you Tuesday night?
I was at a party with my dad and Maggie over by the racecourse.
What, Gosforth?
There's a hotel attached. It was a breeder's function.
Oh, it's a hot ticket.
It was a big night for Maggie. Lots of business networking, so we were just happy to support her.
But John wasn't there.
No?
His sister's big night.
Well, if he turned up to her birthday with his face smashed in, maybe she didn't want him at her networking night.
Now, we need to find out what happened on the 4th. Bust his ribs, collarbone, face, nobody knows how.
Nah, he's not the sort for an innocent accident. And I don't think Harper's his biggest fan.
Get shipped down to the hospital, talk to anyone who was on duty that night.
You know, if it was a fight in the city centre, we might have CCTV.
What's he doing hanging around in bars, getting into scraps?
Maybe he's just bored. You know, he used to be a detective, all that adrenaline, and now he's just here.
Nah, it doesn't square. Kenny. 10 minutes. Someone just used Warnock's credit card.
Ma'am, CCTV's just come in.
Oh, turn round. What? Do you know him?
Yeah. Reese. He's a street thief. I know where we'll find him.
This is his hideout.
Aye.
Well, it's good to know we're pitting our wits against a criminal genius.
Hey! Hey! Hey, stop you! Get out! Stay there!
Ooh, home from home.
I need to let my birds out. They need exercising.
Recognise this fella? Because he was robbed and fatally stabbed outside Tuxedo's Tuesday night.
So?
There's your wallet. You used his credit card on Darnley Street at 1534.
That's his dead bloke's card?
Yeah, this dead bloke is a former policeman.
So where were you? Tuesday, 11:30 p.m.
I were nowhere near Tuxedo's.
That's not what I asked you.
Look, I lifted his card, OK? A couple of days ago.
You're going to tell us a story now, are you? Where's his wallet?
I never touched his wallet, just his card. I'd seen him use it at the quayside. Must have been Monday evening.
Not interested in Monday. This is a murder investigation, Reese.
I wouldn't kill a man.
Well, we're just supposed to take your word for it, are we?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hiya.
Hiya.
I need to talk to anyone who was on duty on the 4th of January.
What's this way? Look, I've got no history of violence. I've never used a knife.
All right, we'll see.
Go easy on him, he's not well.
Just a few questions about your grandson, Reese. Where was he Tuesday night?
Oh, here. Every Tuesday and Friday, he stays over with my daughters on nights.
Could he have nipped out at all at any time?
No.
You seem very sure of that.
It's me chart. He has to fill it in.
This Reese's handwriting.
Aye. I can't be left in the night.
He was here.
Back me up, yeah? Told you. You didn't tell me about the card, did you?
You'll be getting a date for your court appearance. And hey, stay out of trouble.
So you were all on duty on the 4th?
Yeah.
Do any of you remember treating this man?
Oh, I remember him. He was lush.
Lush? What is it with these women? She got the right man.
Definitely him. Came in about 22:15, she reckons.
So what had happened to him?
This is a good bit. He wouldn't say it first. Painkillers kick in, bit more chatty. Told her he got into a fight with 4 blokes at the big market. Dispute over a woman, exact words.
Oh, we might have caught that on film. Kenny, go get it.
I've got other talents. I managed to trace payments to Warnock's account, rental income he receives for a property he owns in South London.
Right. So, he gets beaten up on the 4th of January. 10 weeks later, he's killed. Now, is it because of this woman?
Or back off or you get stabbed.
Who is she?
That might not be related at all. He could have got beat up over the woman and stabbed for resisting robbery.
What about the 6,000 and the mobiles? Come on, we gotta fill this up. All we've got are the calls to that corporate lawyer Lennox and a few bank transactions.
I spoke to the Met again. Warnock's retirement was convenient for both sides, but nothing too serious. He got narky after he was passed over. Not a team player. Although, funnily enough, that's how he broke his leg 5 years ago.
What?
It was a football tour to Romania, a bad tackle. Yeah, he only got half his pension. He was taking them to arbitration.
Oh, well, that's good to know. And what about the search team at his flat?
No phones, no computer, no meaningful personal effects.
2 days dead. We're more in the dark than he is. Hello. Just a few more questions. I'm afraid you know how it is. Things come up.
No, I don't know how it is, actually. It's the first time I've had a brother murdered. Sorry. Not coping very well.
No, well, it's a difficult time. Been at the end of worse. It's an impressive place you have here.
It was a dairy once. My dad tried beef and poultry, but you can't make a living out of small-scale farming.
Well, you've certainly found a way to make it work.
A tourist school mad for the riding holidays and all that. I could do you a discount if you're interested.
She's not much of an equestrian.
My stallion, Captain Bob, was in a whiskey advert last year.
Yeah?
I think the fame's turned his head.
Those injuries your brother had just before your birthday, we think he got into a scrap with 4 fellas in an argument over a woman.
I never asked about his romances.
Well, you disapproved?
No, he just never gave any details. Thank goodness.
Well, thanks. Oh, another thing. There were no possessions to speak of at his flat. Did he keep any stuff here?
A few bits and pieces from when he was younger.
Oh, can we have a look?
Yeah. That was the dining room before my mum got ill.
How long was your mum ill?
4 years.
Oh, that must have been hard for you. Looking after her and taking care of the stables.
I was happy to do it.
And John was down south all that time.
He helped out when he could. Here it is.
Player of the year, Mopeth boys.
Always a dirty side, that lad. Kick lumps out of you. John's an able and diligent student. We wish him every success in his exams and for the future.
Was that an engagement ring?
She was in those photos a lot, too.
Who's this lass with John?
Lisa. Really pretty girl.
Is that his girlfriend? Fiancée?
All through school. Talked to getting married. She's the one that got away.
OK, Tar.
What's Edward's got to say for himself?
He's been to the brewery. No one knew Warnock well. Used to keep quiet, put in his shift, take his check.
Quiet? He's reckless. Womanizing, fights, broken legs at football. And I still can't picture him sitting behind plexiglass on minimum wage, counting barrels of beer all day. Anyone been over to that hotel at the racecourse yet?
Eva's alibi.
And Harper's and Maggie's. 3 for the price of 1. That's worth checking.
You stopping here?
Yeah.
Risky.
Risky?
You might get taken away for scrap.
Cheeky bugger.
Look at this guy. It's plain. Gemma, she's got magic soda.
That's nice. Right, girls, do you want to go down the other end, eh? You're going to take him down the other end, Denise. Go and have a play with Denise, eh? See you later, Dan. Hey, little loves. So you'd heard about John, then? didn't even know he was back till I saw it on the news. About 9 months. Didn't contact you? Probably had plenty more important things to do. Well, you were very close before. I probably thought I was madly in love with him once. I can't believe he's dead. His sister told me you were the one that got away. We were good together, and you sometimes think, you know, what might have been. Yeah. It's all bright and easy, though, when you're young, eh?
Well, why didn't you get married?
John wanted to get to London, and I wasn't so brave.
When was the last time you saw him?
It's been years. It was all or nothing for us, and well, you can't stay friends after.
Lisa, can you come down here a minute?
That's my husband,
Lisa, will you get down here?
I better see what he wants.
That lorry from Russell's, did they just dump all that?
I told them to take it to the shed. They're asking about John Warner.
You know him?
No, not really. We were all at secondary, but Lisa knew him best.
I said I've not seen him in years. Do you not keep in touch with any of his old schoolmates?
Don't think he had many. No offence, like, but he was a copper.
You still got friends from school?
Aye, some.
Yeah, I expect you were popular, though, were you?
Like, none of them are bothered about my job. I don't know about your mates.
Hello? What's she want? All right, love. I wish I could be more help. What's the husband's alibi again?
Said they were both in watching the telly Tuesday night.
Well, run some checks on him anyway.
We've got the forensics report for the traces found on the knife. 2% eucalyptus is used in lotions, lozenges, soap, shampoos, vapor rubs, dental hygiene products, and biopesticides. At 5%, it can be used in household cleaners as a parasite deterrent and... You all right? What we're doing here?
Carrie Kinsdale, number 127.
Oh, Yana's mate. The one at Warnock tried to pick up. What we're doing here?
Empty timeline. Need to trace his movements. Find out when he went to her restaurant.
You're not coming?
Yeah, no, I don't want to get in the way of your charms. Hello? What? Edwards, what? Right. Edwards phoned. There was an attempted takeover at Finch's back in October. Big American hedge fund, PZV. Been buying up lots of small breweries round Europe.
But you didn't buy Finch's.
No, Papa turned them down. Didn't want to be the man who sold out after 150 years in the same family.
Well, that's interesting, but Warnock didn't start working there till November, so...
I know, but that's something to chew on all the same.
You want to hear about Carrie Kinsdale?
Yeah, all right.
She served him at the restaurant about 5 months ago. He asked for a number when the bill came.
Attractive, is she?
Aye, not too shabby, but you know what he's like. Quantity over quality.
Well, managed to resist him, though,
He was there with some woman, some sort of business lunch. Carrie thought he was tacky.
What's Warnock doing, having a business lunch?
But now the woman he was with paid with some sort of company card. Hastings and Purnell, aren't their regular clients.
She give a description of this woman?
She was very vague. Blonde hair, early 30s, wearing a suit. I mean, it could have been anyone.
Here. Lennox's business card. Who does she work for?
Hastings and Purnell.
So what's she doing having lunch with Warnock?
I mean, it was around the time they were seeing each other.
No, that was night time only. This is business.
Yeah. Sorry. Hello? Hello?
Ah, there you are, love. Hello, over here.
Right.
So Warnock was working for you at Finch's Brewery?
I don't know what you mean.
This is thin ice. Don't throw your career away.
I needed help with a client. A very important client. It was a stupid idea. PZV were trying to buy the brewery. Finch's had rejected the first offer. Would have made the owners a fortune. But you often get this sort of issue with a family firm.
Maggie, any drinks?
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
I think we're all right, thanks, love.
We really needed to secure this deal. There had to be a way to apply legitimate business pressure to make Harper reconsider. We were gearing up for another bid, and...
You decided to play dirty?
Warnock was suggested to me. He'd done this sort of thing before. He said he would probe for information that could be used as leverage.
Information? What?
Credit arrangements, contract details, that sort of thing.
So what did he find?
Nothing. The place is watertight.
Heartbreaking.
Harper runs a brewery, doesn't even drink. Whole idea was a dud. And Warnock was enjoying himself too much. Loved the cloak and dagger. Midnight meetings, cash in hand, anonymous phones.
Oh, so you knew about the phones?
He had a different one for every job. Payment was 50s only, brown envelope under the table. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, we found as much in his car. That money from you?
Must be from another job. I called him off months ago.
So why would he carry on working at the brewery?
Maybe the daughter. He said she had a bit of a soft spot for him.
Someone's got something to celebrate.
I've never been anywhere somewhere as posh like this. I mean, I'm Scottish. Where I come from, damp's a colour. Right, so we've got loads of people from all over the place. But you, madam, there, hello. You look quite prim and proper and that type of thing, looking at me, trying to figure out what breed of dog I am. Look. So we've got the man here in the purple. Hello, sir. Hello, do the 70s know you're missing? It's nice to see you. We've got the really young lady at the end of, and the very posh. Look, who's this coming in now? Hiya. Look, everyone, the strippers arrived. Hello, sweetheart. Come on, get the baby oil out. We got the fella here with the sort of, who's very jealous of my hair. I can see you, sir, right? He's like, I'm going to shave that and wear it around the garden.
Hi. It's nice to open your home up.
Well, Dad thought about postponing, but
It's a Finch's tradition.
I heard there was an attempted takeover recently.
Well, there's always people interested, each one offering more money than the last.
Well, you never thought about accepting?
Wouldn't let them water the beer and kick out half the workforce. There's people here whose families have been working with us for generations.
Oh, that's very admirable. No, we just wanted to ask you about, you and John.
Hello, where are you from, my dear?
Newcastle.
Newcastle!
There was no me and John.
Oh, we know he was a bit of a ladies' man. You're a pretty lass. Seems unlikely he wouldn't set his cap.
We did ask, but I wasn't interested. He's too old. And to be honest with you, he was dull as well. On and on about work and the business all the time. I've had better chat up encounters.
I love that. You half of you didn't know well not to cheer or boo, right? Ah!
So he left you alone after that, did he?
Yeah, he did.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing. They're asking about me and John.
You and John?
Worry about it. Happens all the time. I turned him down. It's not a big deal.
I'm always the last to know anything.
I feel like I should apologise.
I'd have been upset if he hadn't.
Is it relevant to his murder?
It is, if it turns out he was working for one of your competitors. Good night. Sorry to interrupt your celebrations. Well, I've told you not to park there, haven't I, love?
Ma'am, you're here.
Ooh, what's this? Belated push for promotion?
No, ma'am, there's...
Penny, talk to the brewer. There's something about the fella makes my teeth itch.
There's folk in there. She's just arrived. She won't budge till she's spoken to you.
Ross wasn't always like this, and children need their father, but it's not safe anymore. If I tell you this, then we can't go back there. You have to do your job. Well, I'm very good at my job, love. Sit down. I messed up with John when we were young. We were so good, a proper couple starting out, and then, and what happened? Some fella at the party.
Ross.
John took off. He didn't speak to me for years.
But he got in touch again recently.
He wanted to start over. I didn't trust him at first. Thought he was trying to get even with me after what I'd done to him.
How often did you see him?
As often as we could. It wasn't just about the physical, you know. It was more than that.
Were you planning to run away together?
He wanted me and the girls to come to London. He had this flat. And he was going to sell it for something bigger, and then we could all start over. But I mean, he hadn't thought it through. We have a whole life here, schools, friends, and I mean, why would he want me after what I'd done to him?
And Ross found out about you and John?
It's the other way around, John. John had found out that Ross had been doing this. He went to see him, and Ross and his lot gave him such a kicking. I wanted to tell you earlier. I wanted to tell you everything, but I think that he killed John.
But he was at home with you, wasn't he?
Not until the early hours. Oh, God, he hated him. He hated him so much.
Not looking very clever for you, is it? Beating Warnock weeks before he's killed.
Oh, you must remember, 4 of you under one man. Very brave fight.
Who told you that?
Witnesses willing to testify.
He tried to steal my wife.
Who you love so much you can't keep your hands off her, big man. You never told us before about this dispute with Warnock. Neither did you tell us that Warnock had arrested you 3 times back in the day. Where were you Tuesday night?
At home.
I'm afraid that won't wash anymore. Alibi's fallen through. DC Lockhart.
I'm arresting you on a suspicion of murder of John Warnock. You're not obliged to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned.
Where's Lisa? Where are my kids?
Oh, they're safe, love.
Where are they?
Hey, temper.
What if you don't find any proof?
Look, you've done the right thing.
I know what people think. Ross used to be all right. You know, it wasn't his fault that I married him.
But it doesn't excuse what he's been doing to you.
I should have gone to London.
Hey, I wouldn't want to uproot my family, take us 300 miles down the road. My daughter would never forgive us if I took her away from her mates.
I was frightened of Ross, though, and what he'd do if we went.
You know what John was doing at the brewery?
He was trying so hard to earn us a fresh start.
And you know about his corporate jobs?
I just knew he was working every hour, every way to get money.
But he had money, though, didn't he? He had his flat, the pension, half the farm.
The farm was left to Maggie.
Well, I thought he had half.
No, he wanted half, but Maggie had done all the work. John was gutted, but he'd no right to it.
$2,000 boxes of cigarettes. Well, I take it you're not going to claim personal consumption.
They were on a boat we salvaged.
Yeah, I'm sure they must wash up at your yard all the time and you just fish them out, doing your civic duty. Like when you attacked Warnock.
Look, I didn't tell you about me and him, because if you knew we had history, you'd fit his murder on me.
Ah, not me, pet. Not without evidence.
Oh, so you're the one honest copper, are you? Well, your friend stuck loads of false charges on me when we were young and no one stopped him.
Oh, is that the story you tell yourself for why you've never made anything of your life? All John's fault. Oh, but no. He was gone for 12 years and you're still a criminal. You just can't help yourself. How do you feel about your wife leaving you for another man?
She didn't leave me.
Ah, but you wanted to. Until, you knocked her back into line. Did you know from the start you were second best? Handsome John had gone off to London and she had to settle for you every morning over the cornflakes. But then John waltzed back and it was as if he'd never been away. She was in love again. Oh, you hadn't seen her like that for years, had you? But it wasn't for you. Well, it's never been for you.
I didn't do it.
He was going to steal your wife and your bairns and take them off to London. You've no alibi, but you do have a motive. So you tell me why I shouldn't think you killed the man who properly loved your missus.
Okay. I wasn't at home, but I wasn't anywhere near the quayside either. I was stealing lead.
Here we go, another story.
What, you think I want to tell you this? St Nicholas's, Throckrington. Roofs, windows, stripped along.
Anyone with you?
No.
Ah, so no one to corroborate.
It's where I was.
You've heard about the robbery at the church, and now you're trying to claim it as your own.
I've still got the lead.
It doesn't prove anything.
And I was seen at the church.
Who by?
I got a good look at him. We reported the robbery too, but nobody came to talk to us.
Well, we're here now, love, and we really appreciate your cooperation. Can you confirm the time you saw the thief?
11:55 on the dot. There's been a spate of these robberies locally. I've started checking the church each night. He wasn't even masked. Utterly brazen.
Do you recognise this fella, love?
I'd recognise that ugly basket anywhere.
So I'll take that as a yes.
You understand that you've been charged with a Section 11 theft from a church and assault along with 2 others on John Warnock and assault on your wife. This sheet gives you your time and date of your hearing.
We've also made an emergency non-molestation order without notice, which means you're not to have any contact with your wife or children. Now, I hope everything's in order here, sir. But just to be absolutely clear what we're talking about, if you even take breath near Lisa or those kids, we will own you.
Well, we've charged him with theft and with assault on both yourself and John.
He's in custody now.
Well, he's been bailed, love, but he's not allowed to contact you or the Bairns, and he has to report to the station
But I
every day.
accused him of murder. He'll find us, him or his mates.
We found you a safe house.
How long can we stay there?
Well, as long as it takes till you find somewhere more permanent to settle.
I have to be away from the northeast.
Well, the main thing now is to keep you safe. No need for any rush decisions.
Did you do that? Well done. Brilliant.
Lisa, you know that flat of John's down south?
I never went there.
No, but you were going to start over. Well, it turns out it's yours. Transferred it into your name 6 months ago.
There.
It's mine? Really? Did you hear that, Denise? Did you?
Yeah. Mama.
Well, I'll leave you to it, love.
Thank you. Come on,
You know that waitress that I interviewed, Carrie?
Yeah, what about her?
Yeah, well, it turns out that I'd given name as Cara Kinsdale. That was the name of your sister, wasn't it?
Was it?
Is that her? Well, she was very nice anyway.
What's nice?
I just thought you might like to know.
Right, everyone. Ross claimed that Warnock abused his position, made false arrests. So I want you to look into his record again, especially his behaviour before moving to London. Any lingering grudges. What else have we got?
It's just something Lisa said. She reckoned John never got half the farm, that Maggie got the lot.
Well, Maggie definitely told us he got half.
Well, apparently John was gutted.
Was she lying to us, or has Lisa got it wrong?
I've run those checks on Harper and the others. There's nothing on any of them. Andy keeps a very low profile.
And short of getting a warrant to look at his phone, we can't find any suspicious link to Warnock.
What, the man who came to spy on him, sniffing around his only daughter?
But Eva did report a break-in at the house 2 weeks before Warnock was killed.
Never mentioned it.
Dial 999. Harper turned the officers back when they arrived at the scene.
Why would he do that?
False alarm.
Well, you didn't want the police tramping round your house.
And the manager at the Sport Hotel, plus several of the guests, confirm Harper, Maggie and Eva at the Breeders' function all night.
What, and was the manager and the guests with the three of them for every single minute?
I can upload these for you. Photographs from the dinner. I could knit them together to track the movements over the night. First sight, it looks clean, though.
So why did Maggie lie to us? Tell us John got half the farm. Right. She didn't tell us she got the lot, and her fiancé didn't tell us that he'd been robbed. So what is it they're trying to hide?
Is that them?
Looks like it.
Not a care in the world. Good morning.
Right. It's no big mystery. Mum left the farm to me and I gave Johnny his share.
So had he and your mum fallen out?
She was cranky. Wouldn't have surprised me if she'd left the lot to him. Or a dog's home.
So when did you split it?
Quite recently, actually. Just a few weeks before he died. I can get you the paperwork if you like.
Must be worth a few quid, this place. And you just gave him half. Why?
Can't anyone act decently these days without attracting suspicion?
It's all right, Sam. I could see John's side. I'd be upset if the shoe was on the other foot.
So he was upset?
No. No, we sorted it all out. Fair, half and half.
You see? An unreasonably decent woman.
So if you could just get us that paperwork, love, so we can just be sure of our dates.
Won't be a minute.
Yeah, thanks.
I can ask about the robbery.
No, need to get the daughter on her own for that. She's the one who reported it. Harper sent them away. We won't keep you long. We just wanted to learn about this burglary you reported a couple of weeks back.
Why? You think it's significant to John's death?
No, I don't think it's related, but if I don't ask, it'll only nag away at us. Where'd the burglars get in?
Forced the window in my dad's studio upstairs.
We take a little peek.
Yeah? Sure.
No alarms?
No, circuit on that window's been broken for years.
Oh, that's good to know, if you're a thief.
So you called the police at 23:16, but then when the officers turned up, you sent them straight home?
Well, I phoned my dad and Maggie to tell them what happened.
Well, you weren't together?
No. I'd got here first. But anyway, by the time they came back, we realised nothing had been taken.
Nothing at all?
Hardly anything. That's why Dad sent the police away. Didn't want to waste their time.
Oh, considerate of him. In here, is it?
Yeah.
You still live at home?
Yeah, wouldn't be fair to leave my dad on his own.
So will you be moving out when Maggie moves in?
Yeah. I think so, after the wedding. New start for everyone. It's been lovely to see my dad happy. That's me mum and me dad. And me.
How did your mum...
Eclampsia. At 30 weeks. I lost my baby brother too.
No, I'm sorry. No, that's none of our business.
No, it's okay. We hardly ever talk about it. It's just our way of dealing with things.
Well, that's as good a way as any. Was that a tattoo?
Irish Army.
Oh, I didn't know your dad was a soldier.
A long time ago. I think he left when he was 21.
Doesn't have it now, though, does he?
We moved it years ago. Think it embarrassed him. So, John was working against us then?
That would seem to be the case. He was putting Finches specifically to spy on your firm.
Did you ever get a sense of that?
Well, he didn't break in here, if that's what you're saying.
You seem very sure.
He was with me. You knew?
Well, you're a pretty lass. Chances are John would have noticed.
What, and I'd be powerless to resist?
Well, you'd have been in plenty of company.
How long were you together?
We were never together. We just met up every now and then. No one ever clicked his fingers.
Oh, your dad would have been happy with that.
He didn't know. I'm not going to tell him, am I? I should have told you, though. I'm sorry.
No, better late than never. You knew he was seeing other women. How do you feel about that?
Doesn't matter what I felt anymore.
Tell us about the night of the murder.
To think I cried for him?
Tuesday night.
I was at the hotel, I've told you. You can ask anyone. I was there with my dad and Maggie. I thought I could help him.
You said hardly anything was taken in the robbery.
Just some cash from the kitchen table, a couple of DVDs and my laundry basket for some reason.
You mean like that one?
That's the replacement. It's only 30 quid. I can't understand why someone would want it.
Get Kenny to check out Harper's background, starting with his time in the Irish Army. Meanwhile, let's go visit our young pigeon fancier. You, Warnock, Harper. Full story, now.
We came to me. He knew what I did. Wanted me to rob this house. 500, easy, he said.
What do you want from the house?
He was very choosy. Only wanted personal stuff, old stuff.
Like what?
You know, old passports, diaries. Had to be over 20 years. And photos, that was a holy grail.
Looking at the Harper's past.
I didn't ask questions.
Did you get what he wanted?
Oh, there was nothing. I was there for hours.
You got nothing?
None of that personal stuff.
There was a photo in the study. Went back a bit.
The one with the mother and the baby.
And a tattoo.
I got a picture of it. Warnock seemed very happy when he saw it. But then he turned to me and said he's not going to pay me because I didn't get him enough stuff.
Well, you swim with the sharks, love.
You know, that's why I nicked his card. I didn't know we were going to get shanked.
Well, don't be downhearted. You got a lovely basket as a memento. And you'll be getting a visit from my DC. Warnock stayed at the brewery because he was on to Harper.
But what's he got against Harper?
He's a detective, like a dog with a bone. And once Lennox put him on the scent, he can't let go. But what is it? Why go to these lengths, getting someone to break into the man's house?
What's he hoping to find from a load of old photos and passports?
Well, something to profit from. Lisa told me he'd been working every hour he could to get money together for them.
But Ross had warned him off by then.
Well, would that stop you from thinking of the love of your life? Making enough money so you can make a proper go of it next time?
OK. So what did he get on Harper?
He got the Irish Army. The tattoo Harper had burnt off his arm.
So?
Oh, we've all got our secrets, Joe, even our teetotal brewer. Kenny, what have you got?
Mum, look, I've started knitting together those photos from the Breeders' Party. There's just hundreds of all three of them.
Yeah, we'll focus on Harper.
Right, no Sam Harper ever heard of in the Irish Army.
Well, Eva might have been wrong about the tattoo. I mean, she was only young.
No, she wasn't wrong. He definitely served.
I'll make your mind up.
Well, the 2nd Battalion of the Eastern Command. I sent them a photo of our man in the brewery, and they mailed me back this. Based in Dublin, he spent 2 years in the Lebanon as part of the peacekeeping force. His real name, Kieran Murrin.
Oh, I just caught you. I wonder if we could have a quick word.
Well, I'm already late for a meeting.
Now, I promise you we won't keep you a moment longer than necessary, Mr. Moran.
I've been Sam Harper for 25 years. The Murns are a bad bunch. I didn't want to be one of them.
Simple as that.
Say their name where I'm from, and someone will buy you a drink or smash a glass in your face.
When did you leave the army, Mr. Moran?
I left the army in 1988. Didn't want to go home, so got on a boat and became Sam Harper on the way. Look, none of this was a grand conspiracy. None of it was thought through.
No, we'll see.
When I met Jenny and we had Eva, I was even more determined that the Murns wouldn't find us.
So you've lied to Eva her whole life?
Jenny knew who I was. We decided to protect our daughter. The women in my family, they drink, fight, steal, and kill themselves. Now, if you know that's in your genes, it can be self-fulfilling.
So was Warnock blackmailing you over that?
No.
You were the whole focus of his being in the weeks before he died.
I had nothing to do with that piece of dirt.
Piece of dirt?
Look, what I've discovered in the last few days, I'm not surprised he died in the gutter. But I was at a party all night, so please, leave me alone.
But he knew your big secret, didn't he?
Here's my phone. My computer, bank account details, diaries, keys. Go through the lot. Waste as much time as you like. You will not find anything between me and that man.
Back him up, dear Ashworth. We've nothing to charge him with yet.
But if he's done it...
We can't stop him running away until we've got some evidence.
Ma'am, we've pieced together the photos from the breeders' evening. Warnock was killed at 11:33. Now, Harper goes missing from these photographs between 11:22 and 11:58.
Oh, you wouldn't expect him to be in every picture of the evening.
Or he jumped in his car, drove to the quayside and stabbed Warnock.
Well, because Warnock found out about his false name.
Or that Harper's whole life is a lie.
Look, it's 4 miles each way from the hotel to the quayside. Is there enough time?
Ken, you keep looking into this Moran name. Joe, let's get over there.
Yes, I'm afraid you'll find things a little quiet today. The racing has been abandoned due to the weather.
Oh, well, that's a pity. Here's me looking forward to a little punt.
Really? On duty?
You must be joking. On our wages. And was this balcony open during the function?
It's the main selling point.
So any of the guests could have left the party without being observed?
Yes, and there are several other ways in and out as well.
This man was at the dinner. Did you see him leave the hotel?
We're interested in the time frame from, say, 11:30 to midnight.
That's Mr. Harper. He's one of our regulars.
Yeah, and where was he during that time?
We came out and had a smoke. Mr. Harper doesn't like Eva to know. She thinks he's given up.
This family and its secrets. So how long were you out here?
10, 15 minutes.
Harper didn't do it. He didn't have time to get to the quayside and back.
And where was Maggie during all this? And how long was she in here?
Can't have been more than an hour or so. She came up for a lie down. She had a headache.
If he didn't blackmail Harper, who else is he gonna try?
The sister who suddenly coughed up half the farm?
Read the ingredients.
Turfs, cod liver oil, eucalyptus.
Why do you want to do this?
Hoof oil.
Prevents sun cracks.
We found traces of eucalyptus on your knife.
Some of the stones are hard to prise out the horse's shoes. I'm not sorry I killed him. I'm sorry I got caught. I'm sorry for Sam. He deserves better, but John... No, Eva's just a young girl, hasn't even had a mother. And he was just using her like she was just another one
Yeah,
of
but
his...
this wasn't about Eva,
We
was it?
opened our arms, made him part of the family, and that's what he gave us in return.
Closely spied on Sam.
Yeah. Griped about the farm from the minute he came home as well. 4 years it took my mother to die. And I was there every long minute. He couldn't bear that things had turned out well for me. He was meant to be the success story.
And then he found out about Sam's change of name. He threatened to go public.
Yeah. Would have ruined his business. His competitors could have just...
This has just come through from Dublin.
What happens now?
I think someone cleaned John's flat out after the murder. I can't be certain, but he must have had a computer for his work. Or notes that would have told us what he'd been up to in his last days, but there was nothing. Why would that be?
I wanted him away. Out of our lives. He had this thrill for making havoc.
Here we go.
1 minute you're with the people you love. And the next... kept phoning. Pressurising me. Half wasn't enough. He wanted me to give him the lot, sell the place straight away. He was in a bar. All these girls laughing. It was just a game to him. I was so hungry. He needed to be told. work knife was in my pocket. I hadn't thought, it's always there. I didn't go to kill him. I was so hungry. He had a hook in our mouths and he would never let us free. I don't know how I came to do it. I took his phone and his wallet to make it look like a mugging.
Hey, you got the dirty end of the stick for years. I can see that. Up there with only your mother for company. But then you met Sam. And Eva. Nice people. A family. But you know, John had found his family too. He was hoping to settle down with Lisa and the Bairns. Did you know that? That's why he was extorting money from you. Nasty way to go about business, but his actions make sense. Whereas yours... I mean, why kill your brother over a farm?
I told you. He was threatening.
Oh, yeah. Sam's change of name.
Would have ruined his firm, his reputation.
Yeah, but you're strong. Sam's wealthy. Could have told him to take a hike, do his worst. You and Sam had each other. You'd ride the storm. Unless John found something on Sam that was worse than a change of name. Poor old Kieran Moran. No hope of doing anything good in his life, not with his sort of family. Especially his sort of father. Brute of a man by all accounts. Belted his son from dawn till dusk. So you know what Kieran did?
He ran away to England.
Right. But not before having one last word with his old man. And here we are 30 years later, and he thinks he's got away with it. Because lucky for him, the police had more important things to do than pursue justice for a brute like his father. So Kieran Moran became the respected brewer we all know and love. But John had no great plan. No, he just happened to sniff out the truth. And that was the secret you were ready to kill for.
It has to end. It was self-defense. He would have killed me. Have no doubt of that.
I'm sure.
Maggie ruined her life for what I did.
Kieran Moran, I'm arresting you for the murder of your father, Francis John Moran. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defense if you fail to mention, when questioned, something you may later rely on in court.
Hey, you want to come round to ours? Celine's made a stew, you don't want to miss it.
Next time, love. But thanks, Celine, for